So January 31st, 2016, I defend my World's Heavyweight Championship weight. Wait for it. It's not the World's Heavyweight Championship. It's the big-time World's Heavyweight Championship against AK-47 and KAGE in a triple threat match in the final ever KBW video, the final pay-per-view, blood, sweat, and tears. You know, it's funny to me that KBW's ending when it's only just begun. Let me take you for a little trip down memory lane, people. You see, January 2014, Big Time Mike made his debut in KBW. Mr. O reached out to myself and Dominic the Dream Robinson and said, "Boys, we want you here." So Big Time Mike and the Dream made our way to KBW. What we thought was the greatest backyard wrestling federation this world has ever seen. We were thrust into a talent pool, hell of a lot better than most people around. People didn't give me a chance. People didn't give the Dream a chance. We had one match. Dream was kicked to the curb. They kept Big Time Mike at the underneath. Week after week after week, Big Time Mike scratched and he clawed for every little piece of something that he got. I wasn't getting it in the ring, so I decided to make a little talk show, a little non-famous talk show known as the Big Time Talk Show. I made that show, I did it on my own, without KBW's help. A few months go by, I have a match here or there. KBW just falls off the face of the earth. KAGE goes his way, AK-47 goes his way, Paul Wall, Pitbull, all them mother freakers go their way, and you know who's left holding the bag? That's Big Time Mike. Big Time Mike, the guy they said wasn't worth a penny, wasn't even worth signing him. They left Big Time Mike to carry the bag. They said, "Mike, you go right ahead since you're so good, you carry the bag, and we'll go on about our own way, because we don't care about this. We don't love this." The boys downtown went their way, KAGE went his way, AK-47 went his way, and Big Time Mike stayed. Big Time Mike stayed representing the KBW name, talking that trash each and every week for every single one of you out there. I started my own Twitter account. I started the own Team Big Time. We did the Big Time Talk Show month after month after month. And you know what people still remembered? They still remembered KAGE and AK-47, but they didn't care about Big Time Mike. No, them KBW fans didn't give a damn about Big Time Mike. A few months go by. Big Time Mike starts to catch on. Everybody loves Big Time Mike. Everybody wants to be on Team Big Time, baby. Everybody wants to drop an elbow, throw a suplex, lock in that BTA, break some ankle, whip some ass, and talk trash while they do it. Everybody wants to do it. But everybody still can't seem to stop thinking about KAGE and AK-47 and Fireman and Pitbull and Dick Bull and all the other funky names we got in KBW. We can't stop talking about them. Well, lo and behold, the man that was doing all the work wasn't getting his fair due. Big Time Mike was carrying KBW for months. For years he carried KBW. Best in the Yard rolls around. I walk in there with the KBW name plastered on my nameplate, on my back, on my forehead, on my ankle, all over the place. I walk in the Best in the Yard. I defeat Drew Hood and talk trash while I do it. A hell of a fight. I came out of there, and next thing you know, the band wants to get back together. Let's get back together, boys, because we love this. We come back and Big Time Mike wins the Big Time World Heavyweight Championship, a dream I've wanted since I was this big. But alas, Big Time Mike wins the World Championship, and nobody cares in KBW that Big Time Mike wins the World Championship. All we can talk about is Pitbull and Paul Wall and the Bulldozer and the Bama Kid, Fireman and D-Man, and every other person in between. Hell, they even talked about JC Ace. So I shrug it off, and I continue my fight as your Big Time World Heavyweight Champion. I continue to drop an elbow, throw a suplex, lock in that BTA, whip some ass, and talk trash while I do it. I continue to do it big time. I continued to be your big time world heavyweight champion. A few months go by, I go back up to North Carolina and fight Tyler Storm. Yes, I fought Tyler Storm for his YouTube championship. I came out on the short end of the stick, and yet still, all people want to talk about is Pitbull and Paul Wall and AK-47 and KAGE. To everybody at home that's ever watched KBW, you know the list of champions. You know KAGE. You know AK-47. You know Paul Wall. You know the Bulldozer. You know all these champions who in your minds are great men. Who in your minds carried KBW and still love and care about you. But the fact of the matter is, people, there is only one man who has always been here, who has always carried the load, who has made the most progress in the shortest amount of time. The only man that had the balls to stand up to the man and say, hell no, we're not doing it this way, we're doing it big time. The only man that looked him in the eye and said, if you want some, you come and get big time Mike. The only man that looked in front of this camera and said, if you want to get it big time, come on down to 370 Big Time Lane. The only man that's big time enough to wear this strap. The only man that's big time enough to have a name without KBW. Because without KBW, KAGE, AK-47, Pitbull, Paul Wall, they are nothing. Without KBW, I am everything. Without KBW, I've become the hottest commodity this BYW community has ever seen. I have surpassed Cameron Jackson, Drew Hood, and all them friggin' pieces of trash. So you want a reason to watch blood, sweat, and tears. You want a reason to see a real champion cry, sweat, and bleed for this title. You want to see a real trash talker. You want to see the real greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. You want to see Big Time Mike. You want to see a match. January 31st, 2016. AK-47, KAGE, and Big Time Mike in a three-way dance for this big gold belt. January 31st, 2016 marks the 2-year anniversary that Big Time Mike joined KBW. And it'll mark the end of KBW and the final genesis of Big Time Mike. So you want a reason to watch blood, sweat, and tears. I'll give you 3. Arrive, break ankles, and do it big time. So KAGE, AK-47, and all the KBW fans out there, you want Big Time Mike? You want the original trash talker like Colonial Cash Cropper? You want Team Big Time? Well, I guarantee that come Sunday, boys, it's going to be... No, come Sunday, it's not going to matter what day it is, what time, or what's on the line. Hell, I don't care if you're a KBW, UW, or VTW fan. I will prove that I always deliver, and I don't need this. And it's always, wait for it. Wait for it. Big time, baby. Boom, bitch.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my